So I've been asking myself this question: what is canon in the new DCU right now? Honestly, it kind of feels whatever James Gunn says is canon, kind of half joking but not really. So let's break down the projects that are officially part of the new DCU, what is in a weird spot, and what might sneak its way back into continuity, because I think there's a project from the old timeline that could sneak its way back in, but we're going to get into that right now. All right, so here's what's confirmed as canon right now. We have Blue Beetle, Peacemaker season 1 and 2, the animated series of Creature Commandos, and then Superman 2025. I'm not including Supergirl right now because it's not released, but that's going to be canon. There is one project I'm keeping off this list. I'm going to bring it up at the end of the video. So right now we're going to break down each of these projects one by one, and we are starting off with Blue Beetle, one of our first DCU projects, which is like weird because most people think it's from the old timeline. So what happened with this movie was that it was going to be released on HBO Max at first, but then there was the shakeup at DC. Then we got new leadership with James Gunn and everyone, so it kind of got shifted to theaters. But James Gunn did confirm that Blue Beetle was kind of our first true DCU character. This movie has no real ties to the old timeline at all. If anything, it has one reference to a Batman. It does not say who that Batman is. It's completely on a clean slate, so I think that's why they just kind of threw it in the DCU. I think people really connected with that character, so that's why they kept it. We were supposed to get another animated project of Blue Beetle, so hopefully we do get that, but Blue Beetle is one of the first projects for the DCU. All right, now we are on to Peacemaker. This one's a little complicated. James Gunn did say Peacemaker was canon early on during the shakeup. You know, that kind of left fans confused. I was confused on how that would work, mainly because at the end of season 1 we get a Justice League cameo with all the old Justice League members. So Henry Cavill's Superman, Ben Affleck's Batman, The Flash, etc, etc. So James Gunn kind of solved that in the first episode of season 2 of Peacemaker. He literally just replaced the cameo of the old Justice League and put in the Justice Gang of Hawkgirl, Green Lantern, Mr. Terrific. He also added the new Superman and Supergirl. That simple change really locks Peacemaker into the new continuity. I would say the only thing that maybe complicates Peacemaker is Amanda Waller and Peacemaker's role in a movie that we're going to discuss later, so put a pin in that. We're going to come back to that. Next project up is Creature Commandos. This is our first animated project in the new DCU. James Gunn has confirmed that this show is canon. The cool part about that, he has also confirmed that characters that we meet in animation are going to show up in live action, and they are going to be played by their voice actors. We have already seen this happen. Rick Flag Sr., a character in Creature Commandos, has shown up in live action. He has shown up in Superman 2025. I think this is a big step for the DCU to make a one connected universe across different mediums. We've already seen quotes from James Gunn basically saying not every project is going to feel the same. There's going to be different tones, and I think Creature Commandos is a perfect example of that. All right, we have Superman 2025, and of course this movie is canon. It is written and directed by James Gunn himself. It's kind of the foundation of what he wants to do in the DCU moving forward. This kind of feels like an Iron Man moment, how Marvel released Iron Man and it kind of just really kicked things off for the MCU. It's kind of the starting line for what's to come for the next several years, and it makes sense, right? It's the big franchise for DC. This is where things get interesting. If Peacemaker is canon, that opens the door for James Gunn's Suicide Squad movie to be brought back into the DCU. That might be bold. You might be asking why. I feel like James Gunn is really connected to the projects that he works on, one of them being the Suicide Squad movie. He continues one of the storylines of Peacemaker killing Rick Flag. Rick Flag Sr. is a character we've seen in Creature Commandos, Superman, Peacemaker season 2. He has a vendetta against Peacemaker for killing his son, mainly in the Suicide Squad movie. There are other points I want to bring up as well. James Gunn has been quoted recently wanting to bring back Bloodsport. If you don't know who that character is, he is Idris Elba's character in James Gunn's Suicide Squad movie, and he has already brought back characters from that movie, mainly being Weasel and King Shark. We see them in Creature Commandos. I feel like there's one big roadblock stopping this from happening, and that is Harley Quinn. And you might be asking yourself, what do I mean by that? Do they keep Margot Robbie as Harley? Because she is Harley Quinn in that Suicide Squad movie, but she is also Harley Quinn in the past projects. You know, do they want to move forward as a studio with a new actress? Does Margot Robbie even want to do these movies anymore? That decision really determines if James Gunn's Suicide Squad movie is really going to be fully embraced as canon in this new DCU. I feel like the option they're going with right now is really just picking and choosing who they want from that movie in the new DCU. And it seems like Harley is off that list right now, because I feel like that's a really big decision to make and they don't want want to make that right now. I like the idea of James Gunn kind of cherry picking what he wants from the old DC universe, you know, actors, characters, and kind of just going with the flow. It's not really complicated right now. It's kind of whatever James Gunn wants to be canon is canon. And so far it's working. I've enjoyed everything so far. But let me know what y'all think in the comments. Should James Gunn bring back the Suicide Squad, you know, fully into the new DCU? Should he just leave it? Let me know down in the comments, and I will see y'all next time.